Edyta Sitar from Laundry Basket Quilts. Welcome to Quilting Window. I am so thrilled you are here because we are starting our new block of the month. Are you excited? Primrose block of the month is this beautiful quilt behind me. It's made with our Primrose fabric collection, and look at those yummy, gorgeous fabrics. Are they just beautiful? I am so glad you're here because you probably have signed up for our block of the month. If you did that, you are able to select that regular option for your block of the month or pre-cut option. Oh, I have both of them to show you today. We're gonna start with block number 1 and 2 for our first month. Block 1 and block 2. There are 4 of block 2 and there's only 1 of block 1. So this is the pre-cut option. You will receive it in a little package, all the fabrics completely pre-cut for you, or you maybe chose the regular option, so you will receive a package like this where all the fabrics are just waiting for you to cut. And to cut them, you're gonna also need a pattern. This pattern is available through our block of the month, and you're receiving block 1 and block 2, like I said. In the pattern, you have all the cutting directions in case you're cutting your own blocks. I already have my pattern open, so I'm gonna put it to the side, this one, and I'm using the pre-cut option. My pieces are on a table. For anybody that's just joining us in, if you wanted to do this quilt all by yourself, I recommend bundles from our Primrose collection, and eventually we will have the pattern available as a full pattern, but for now just available as a block of the month. So right there. Another things that I would recommend for you is beautiful thread, and you can use 2370 or maybe 2312. Any options from Aurifil would work great. I have a 2312 right here, and this is the light thread that I'm gonna be using to sew all my pieces together. I like to have a fresh rotary. It's right here, so if you need it, grab it. We have it on our website. I have one next to me as well, and I would recommend rulers. 6.5 and 4.5 rulers are great to square out our blocks. I really like those. We have them available as well on our website. I'm gonna put them close to me. Our block 1 is made from a square in light fabric and 4 half square triangle in pink, cut from 2 squares. How do I cut them? Like I told you, directions are in a pattern, but half square triangles, you take a square, you cut it once in half diagonally for half square triangles. Now I'm gonna lay out my block. I'm only making one, and I'm gonna start by sewing this to this and this to this, then finish with those 2 triangles. A little tip for you: if you're sewing half square triangle to a square, fold this in half very gently, crease it, and now look at it. You have a little guiding point. That crease gives you an idea, and you can fold your triangle right in half, crease it, and now you match those creases so your triangle is perfectly center up. Grab one of your favorite pins. I'm using the glass patchwork pins. I'm gonna pin it in place. Do the same thing. I have a crease right here. The same thing on the other side. Oh, this is so exciting. I am so happy to be making that center block, and now I matched it up beautiful. Again, grab a pin and pin it. As soon as I finish pinning, I'm gonna go ahead, sew, flip it open, push your seam allowance toward the center square, then finish by sewing those 2 more pieces. But remember, you have to open the triangle before you sew it together. Let me show you my beautiful block I just finished. Isn't it nice from the back? Notice how I push my seam allowance, the first one to the center, the second one towards the outside, and all that I have to do, since this is 6.5, I'm gonna place my ruler right over center up. Beautiful. This is gonna be so nice, and I'm gonna go ahead and trim and trim. Every time I'm creating a blocks or units, I always trim. This is one of the most important lessons that you can learn in quilting. If you want something to look great, you go ahead and make your units and then use your ruler, rotary, lay your ruler right over and beautifully trim. That way you have nice units to keep working, and sometimes it's not much. Look at how tiny bit of trimming I have to do, but it just makes a difference. So block number 1 we just finished. I am so proud of you, and like I said, you're only going to make one of those. Let's start on our second block, block number 2. Directions are again in that same pattern for your block of the month. You're gonna cut all your pieces, or you're gonna open the package just like I have it right here and pull up the pieces right out of it. Now for our block number 2, we're going to be making 4 of them. So let me start with the first one, and then we're gonna repeat it 3 more times for a total of 4. First thing I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be making half square triangles. I'm gonna place a light half square triangle over a blue one just like this, and I'm gonna stitch gently using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. As soon as I finish stitching, I'm gonna go ahead, keep going, because you need 2 half square triangles for 1 block. And so if you have 4 blocks, 4 times 2, you're gonna need 8 total for the whole quilt. The next step, I'm gonna open it up. I love my little pressing tool, and you know what, this pressing tool is also perfect for any other gentle pressing you want to do. So right there, I just open it up, and the next thing, I'm gonna trim it, so that way my half square triangle is a perfect unit, and it should be 2 5/8. 2 5/8. Oh, it is so beautiful. Let me take one of them, place a ruler, and just show you how I trim it. So 2 5/8. 2 5/8. I'm gonna rotate my ruler because I want to make sure I'm matching everything. And look what I'm doing. I'm matching that center seam with the 45-degree line on my ruler. That is lovely. I'm gonna go ahead, trim, and just remember, when you're sewing your half square triangle units, check, sew first one set, and check that you're using a nice 1/4 inch seam allowance, that it's not too big, because if it's going to be too big, you're not gonna have nice square units. Look at this. Just finish it up, and I'm gonna repeat it 7 total times, because I need 8 total of them for 4 blocks. For 1 block, I only need 2. The next step, I'm going to lay out my pieces, because I'm going to be sewing the center of my block right here. This is the center, and it's a little 4 patch made from 2 half square triangle. I have to make sure I lay them the right way, and 2 beautiful squares. Look at this. So this is the next unit that we have to make. We're gonna make sure we sew those 2 pieces into 1 row, those 2 pieces into a second row. Just simply fold them right sides together, just like this. Place them right sides together, stitch, flip it open. Make sure you pressing your seam allowance towards the solid square. Do the same thing right here. Flip it open just like this. Zoom, 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 stitch. And now you have 2 beautiful rows. We're gonna sew the rows together. Lock your seam right in here in the center, and you are ready, set, go for your next step. Look at this. I already done this, so I can show it to you. And now, when I pressed it, I pushed my seams in opposite direction, and that way this little center opened up. Look how cute it is. Isn't that lovely? So now I'm gonna go ahead, place this unit in front of me, and guess what? I'm a pro in sewing square inside a square with those triangles. That's the name of this unit, square in a square, because I practiced on my block 1. Now it's gonna be super easy with our block 2, because all that I have to do is lay my triangles and my light triangles and start sewing. Now the only thing you have to pay attention to, notice you have 2 pink ones on one side and 2 light ones on the other side. So pay attention where this green, I call it yaki green, position, so that way your light is right at that place. So pay attention on your picture that you don't mess up your pieces, because for later on this is going to be important. And again, we're gonna move those to the side. We're gonna start right here. This time we don't have to crease it in the middle, but we will fold our triangle to make a little crease and match with the seam right here. And I'm just gonna place it right there, pin it, sew it, flip it open, and I'm gonna do the same thing again. Fold it, crease it, match it, pin it, and flip it over, so that way I have those 2 started at. This time I'm gonna push the seams towards the outside, and with my second one I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna push my seams towards the inside, so that way we can go ahead and do it this way. Once I have my pieces all put together, again I have a beautiful block. Look at this, I'm so excited about it. Look at this lovely block. Don't forget, grab your ruler, square it out, and make sure you make 3 more of those for a total of 4, because you're gonna need 4 of those units going all the way around the center of your quilt. And I just want to take a minute to thank every single one of you guys that join us in again for our another amazing laundry basket quilts block of the month. This Primrose collection and this block of the month, by far one of my personal favorite, and I cannot tell you, you make it even more special by signing it up for our block of the month and joining us in. I just want to also add a little housekeeping for our block of the month. For next few months, for 8 months, we're gonna be making blocks. Some blocks gonna be 6.5 inches unfinished. Some blocks gonna be only 3.5 inches unfinished. And then we're gonna put our quilt together. And I just want to tell you, don't think you're gonna start in the center and start building around. We may be making all different units from different area of the quilt. So many surprises for you. I'm super excited and can't wait to quilt more this year with you. Happy quilting, and thank you for joining us for Block of the Month.